Welcome to Game Crunch, your weekly video game podcast. My name is Mike Anastasia, and with me tonight we have Nick.
Hey!
He returns.
He has returned.
Yeah,
I'm here too.
Who? Who are you?
I don't know.
And Brandon. Brandon's here.
Yep.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about games and things.
Yeah.
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 So, Brandon's got a few games to play.
I've just got some stuff we'll talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played the new WarioWare demo.
Ooh.
Woo! What is it? How is it?
It's WarioWare.
Oh,
And
Who is it?
It's all of them.
Why is it?
Where is it?
Wario wants to make a new game.
When is it?
And it's Diamond City. And the present? Maybe? I don't know. The premise of the game, at least I believe it's like the normal thing, is like, Wario's making a new game and everyone gets sucked in. But instead of them using like the button controls or touch controls or twist controls or whatever version of Wario where you've played in the past, you actually play the controllers not the controllers, the characters on the screen. So like you move them around. They each have like different abilities. Like Wario flies and he has like his dash attack because he's got like a jetpack. And then you have Cricket, and Cricket jumps. And then you have Anna and Cat, and they're always just jumping. And then one throws the little stars to one way, and the other one throws the other stars the other way.
Okay.
You got like Orbulon, he's flying around in his UFO and sucks things up. And I don't know, those are the ones I remember off the top of my head. I know I've played his other ones. But they all play differently. All the characters do, they all have different abilities. And then, but you're still playing like the same games. So if you are playing as like a different character, the way that you might actually complete the minigame might be slightly different. Like if you're playing as Wario, like let me give an example. There's one where you have to keep a ball in the air. Like that game you play with like a balloon or a beach ball as a kid, where it's like let's keep it from hitting the floor. Kind of the same idea as that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So like if you're playing with Wario, you can use your jetpack and you can fly up and you can keep it in the air. But if you're playing as 18 volt, you can throw rings at it. He doesn't move. He just throws rings. Just throw rings at it to keep it up in the air. Or if you're playing as Cricket, you just get underneath it and jump up and hit it up in the air. So it's like, depending on who you play as, changes somewhat how the actual minigame is played, even though it's the same thing. Does that make sense?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Sorta.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to describe, but it's like each character plays differently. So even though you might be doing the same, even though your goal in the mini game is the same, the way that you achieve it with each character is slightly different because of their ability.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're still going to be strumming the guitar, but whether or not you're jumping over the guitar strings or throwing something at it depends on which character you have.
Okay.
And while it may sound like it's easier for some cases, there's been like one or two where it's like you end up with a character and it's like the micro game just suddenly got like 3 times harder than it needed to be because you just got a shit character. Well, not necessarily shit character, but character with a strange moveset and like that thing. Like, for example, the one with the ball where you have to stop the ball from hitting the ground. If you're playing as 18 volt, you're launching the rings. Like, I found that to be the hardest one to beat it with so far because it's more about throwing rings to keep it in the air instead of like jumping to keep it in the air. So, because you can line yourself underneath it with the other characters, but with 18 volt, you're throwing rings, so you have to like angle it at the right angle and hit it at the right angle, so you're keeping it up instead of like hitting it down.
Okay.
Yeah,
seems like a lot.
It is, but it seems fun from what I've seen so far. And every time, well, I don't know, I played the demo like 4 times, and every time you do it, it just unlocks like something new. And I don't know if there's anything after the 4th time. Because at that point, I'm pretty sure I've seen all the mini games and played them like 10 times each. So I'm sick of it. So, but there's a nice variety with what's in the demo. And every time you finish it too, they're just like, well, they give you a new character. Like the last thing I unlocked was like, hey, you can play through the demo with like, the first time I played through the demo, it lets you pick like 3 characters and you just cycle through them. Okay. So I'd be like, I want to play as Wario, Cricket, and Orbulon. And it just will like cycle through them for the mini games. But then the last time I played it, it unlocked the option to do all, and it just randomly cycles through all of the available characters you've unlocked. So you don't necessarily know what you're getting each time. The character will be there, and you can play as them that way. So yeah, I mean it's pretty interesting. And the demo also shows off like they're like, hey, there's all these different modes you can play. There's some multiplayer things where like you play mini games and those get you like flags and you get more areas or just different like competitive ways to play with it. So it looks like it'll be fun. It comes out in 2 weeks, and yeah,
Neat.
it's nice. Yeah, and it seems like it has a bunch of different like multiplayer modes built into it. So if it's like some of the other WarioWare games that have those kind of like competitive multiplayer modes, it could be a lot of fun. I had a great time with the GameCube multiplayer modes. I don't know if you guys ever played them. They were a blast. So I'm hoping it's something similar to that. Because I don't think there's been like a real console-y WarioWare since that one. I guess there was the Wii one, but that one's kind of different.
I don't know. Smooth Moves is my favorite. Smooth Moves is so fucking good.
Smooth Moves is fun. What are the multiplayer modes in like that? Do you remember?
I don't. It's been so long since I've played it.
Me either. All I remember doing multiplayer with that game was I remember I was playing with Will. You guys remember Will? He's been on the podcast before.
Yeah.
And he brought the game over to my house, and we like played it. We just took turns switching like the controller each time. Like we did a mini game or whatever, or like a set, and then we would switch. So like it wasn't like an official multiplayer mode, and I don't remember if there were other ones. I do remember that game. I had like a pretty tight like unlock path, so it's something that like maybe it was unlocked later, but I just don't remember. It's been a long time since I played it, but like I said, this one definitely seems more like at least what the GameCube one had in line, which is fun.
Yeah,
that's exciting. Yeah, that's it. Game comes out September 10th, and that's it. I don't know if you guys have any other questions I might be able to answer from the demo. But...
no, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah. And then the other thing, I finished Fractured Butthole.
Okay.
Wow.
So, yeah, we were talking about it last week, Nick. You missed it. I was like, Fractured Butthole is on sale again. The South Park game.
So I bought it.
Yeah, so I bought it. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to play through this again. It's a lot of fun. And it was a lot of fun playing through it again. So I had a good time with it. I love the DLC stuff. The 2 DLC, like, actual, like, story missions that they had were phenomenal. I absolutely had, like, a blast with them. So I really enjoyed those. You know what? I remembered, like, the thing with South Park Fractured Butthole, and you might have remembered this last week, Brandon, when you kind of looked up, like, the ending of the game. The ending of the game was so disappointing.
Right?
I totally forgot. I forgot how disappointing it was. It wasn't even what I thought it was. It was just disappointment.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's garbage.
Yeah. It just is like, because it like amps itself up, and then it just
nothing.
Like, just goes nowhere. And like the DLC, like unlockable stuff, it's like side quests for the game. And I seem to remember like when I was playing Fractured Butthole before, like I figured that they would do DLC to like flesh out the ending. Because the ending was just kind of like da-da-da. Nope. No, it's not. That is not what it is. Just a disappointing ending. That's all you get. So but at least otherwise I really enjoyed the game. Like it was fun to go back to it again. Like I said, the new DLC stuff that they added was a lot of fun. I like the new classes. So the last, I think I talked about the one I talked about was like the Casa Bonita one last week because I had played through that one at the time. But this time I played through there's a Lake Titicaca one where it's like you're at the summer camp that like Jimmy goes to and Timmy, and so you unlock a new like character class and it's called The Last Girl. Like, you know, like how there's always like the last girl in like a horror movie.
Oh yeah.
So you get all these like horror movie themed like skills, and like it was just a lot of fun. Like you can put like chainsaw traps down, not chainsaw traps, like circular saw traps, and you get like these crazy like hammer thing. You can knock them into it, and you can like throw these knives and things. It was a fun like moveset, and I really had a good time with it. So I enjoyed that, and like the whole Lake Titicaca story was just kind of like, it was like, you know, like teen horror camp movie themed, and it was a lot of fun. Like it was really enjoyable. And they're like, what was going on? Like they're like, the camp's gonna close down unless they can find one camp counselor's alive, and so they're like going around trying to save them. And like it's just South Park, so, you know, it's all random stuff.
Yeah.
And like they finally find one that's like alive, one of the counselors, and he's like taking a shower, and they're like, "Thank God you're alive." And he like turns around, and he's like, "Oh my God, I just flashed these kids my penis," and just kills himself. And they're like, oh dang, well I guess I'll just have to go find another counselor then. And I just keep on looking. Like it's South Park. It's crazy. Like all this random stuff's happening. It's a good time. So yeah, it's fun. If you wanted to get back into the game, I guess it's fun. I mean, I guess the game's older, so if you haven't gone back to the DLC at this point, it's kind of like you might as well start over and try it again. But for someone who hasn't played it yet, I'd say like Ubisoft seems to put that game on sale like every other week. Just buy the gold edition for $20 instead of like the base edition for $15. Like it's worth the extra $5.
I didn't think it did that well, did it? I thought the second one just did pretty poorly.
I don't think it did as well as they thought it would.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I remember, Stick of Truth, I thought did like really well.
Yes, it did.
But I don't think Fractured Butthole did nearly as well. I don't think it like reviewed poorly, but it also came out at a bad time. Like if I remember, Fractured Butthole came out like within a week or two of like Mario Odyssey. Like there was a lot of stuff that came out at the same time, so I think it just got dumped on by a ton of other games and just did not come out like at a good time.
Yeah,
we could look at it fast, but I'm almost positive that's what it was.
Let's say while you're talking about that, I was reminded of, I don't know if you guys saw this a few weeks ago, but Matt and Trey from the creators of South Park, they actually bought Casa Bonita.
Yeah, I was talking about that last week, and I was like, I didn't even realize this. I mean, I kind of knew, but I didn't really know it was like a real place. I was like, I wonder if it's as crazy as they make it seem like in the TV show.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Let's see. So this game came out, I want to say it was like October. So, oh yeah, there's lots of stuff around here. So it came out October 17th. On the same day, you had nothing like too crazy, like WWE, Gran Turismo, Fire Emblem Warriors came out the same week. Destiny 2 came out the week after. Assassin's Creed came out, and Mario Odyssey came out, and Wolfenstein came out less than 2 weeks after that. Or, well, less than 2 weeks after its release. Like 10 days.
Yeah, so it's after it released, so there's no real super excuse for it not. Yeah, okay.
Beforehand, you got Evil Within 2, came out 2 days beforehand. Middle-earth Shadow of War came out right before that. I mean, this didn't sell well either, but the Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga came out at that time. So you got that. I mean, those other Forza Motorsport 7 came out right before that. Dragon's Dogma, I don't think the new one did much either. Right? No?
I don't think so.
No. Cuphead came out 2 weeks before it too. That got more traction, like in terms of advertisement than other things. So you got those things. Fortnite came out 2 weeks before it too, on PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
What date was this? 2017.
Yeah, that was September 26th.
So that was the Save the World version of Fortnite, I think.
Yeah.
Which would mean no one gave a shit.
The other thing, too, if I remember, because I want to say at my time working in GameStop, I do not think that Ubisoft advertised Fractured Butthole when it came out.
I think it was just a letdown. Like, I honestly think people were just let down by this one, and they were like, all right, whatever. Like, if I remember correctly, it's shorter, it's just not as
double
good.
The size of
Is it?
Stick of Truth. Yeah.
I thought it wasn't.
Stick of Truth was pretty short, if you remember. Like, Stick of Truth is maybe a 10-hour game. Like, Fractured Butthole, for me to finish it, I was close to 30 hours.
Are you serious? It doesn't feel like it's that long of a game. Yeah. I'm going to go look, because I know I've played this on Steam. Let me go look. Because I finished it, too. So, like,
I guess Metacritic score's not too bad. Looks like it hit around, 8 overall.
Oh, that's right. Fuck.
What?
Yep. It's Ubisoft, and it was when Ubisoft was being dumb as fuck, and none of the game time actually shows up on my fucking Steam account. Because it's all on my Ubisoft account. So I can't just check it, and I don't feel like updating Ubishit's things, so I don't use it right now.
But it looks like sales-wise, it probably didn't do too bad. Instead, it did pretty well on the charts for the month that it came out. But like I said, like by the end of the month, there was like quite a few heavy hitters. You had Destiny 2, you had Assassin's Creed, you had Mario Odyssey. So if you didn't pick it up that first week, it was too late. It was already like you were out of time there. But it said it was 4th best-selling game in the U.S. in that month. So
all right, I guess I'm wrong. Simple.
Well, like I said, I don't necessarily think you were wrong. Like I think it did decent. I just don't think it did. Probably by the end of the year, like overall, probably didn't hold too much weight. But I don't think. I still agree with you. I don't think it did as well as Stick of Truth. But I don't know where to look up lifetime sales. I don't care that much either.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, yeah,
I don't really care either.
It was good. Check it out. And maybe I don't know if you saw it too, Nick, with the South Park news. They are making another game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So their deal with Paramount, I think they were picked up through season 30 now.
Oh God.
And then they're
what
making.
Season are we on right now?
I don't even know. 20 something. I think it's like 5 or 6 more years. They're 24 or 25. And then also something like ridiculous, like 14 movies. And it was like one new game.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. This did entice me to go through and get the South Park movie again, because I love that movie so much. It's one of my favorites.
One of the best musicals of all time.
Yes, it is. I do not disagree with that at all. And they do a phenomenal job. Book of Mormon's fantastic too.
Yeah, Book of Mormon is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's my spiel. That's all I got.
Now I feel like South Park as a show lately has kind of been. I don't know.
I don't watch South Park regularly. I kind of treat it like a lot of those other shows where I do, where it's like, if there's a really good episode and you're hearing about it, like I'll go and check it out. But I don't ever sit down and just be like, I'm going to watch all these shows. Because, like, I think just like some of the other cartoons, or just, I guess, any show, really, like they just have some episodes where they just, like, they
you see the episode about Disney in the CCP? That was really fucking good if you haven't seen it.
I don't remember. It vaguely sounds familiar, but it's probably just me, like, imagining. So,
like Mickey Mouse is the villain.
See,
and Randy
familiar.
Marsh comes to sell him some integrity weed.
That definitely sounds familiar. I had to have seen that episode.
That was one of the better episodes I can remember in recent seasons. That was like 2 or 3 seasons ago.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, then there was the whole, like, I mean, obviously, like, the whole, everyone loved the Game of Thrones parody stuff that they did, which I think was the basis for Stick of Truth, or vice versa. I'm not sure which way it went. But like,
Stick of Truth was the basis for Game of Thrones? What?
No, I'm talking about their Game of Thrones parody. Like, I think it was based, like, I think it was the Stick of Truth, like, episodes, right? Were they all doing that fantasy role play stuff?
Yes, that led into the game. The episodes led into the game.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, one way or the other. Yeah. But, I mean, those episodes were really fun. And Game of Thrones wasn't that old, so it had to be somewhat recent. I don't know. It all blends together at some point. I don't think I've watched a new South Park episode in a couple of years. I guess I didn't even do a season last year. I didn't even realize that. So, shows you how much to keep up to date on it. So, yeah, that's all I got. So, what are you guys ready to go? Feel free.
I guess both me and Brandon can talk about Quake.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, sure. So, talk about Quake then.
Yeah. I've been playing cross-platform private lobby with some friends.
Oh, okay.
Multiplayer.
I have not played multiplayer yet at all.
So I didn't play Quake originally when it came out because it is older than me, I believe. When did Quake? June
1996.
I'm sorry, no, I'm older than it, but like I was 3 when it came out. So I've been playing it with my friends, and that game is like I don't understand how this was like a thing that was played competitively. Because
why is that?
It's just nonsense. It's like you're just like going way too fast. It's like you're skating around, and it's like nearly impossible to ever aim. But it's like for good dumb fun. I love it. Like me and my friends.
That's actually the reason why it was played competitively. People back then were able to actually aim, and they're really good at it. Like you should check out some videos of like Quake tournaments. Dude, those people are fucking nuts. They are some scary people. And if you watch like people that speedrun the Quake games, they are insane.
Well, I don't know if it's just me, like, because, like, I would imagine if I played this game when it first came out without ever playing an FPS ever, I'd be like, oh, this is incredible. But, like, after, playing more modern FPSs and being used to how those control, like, this just seems like a fucking mess, but, like, it's a fun mess. Like, I would not play this.
Fair.
So...
I'm a bit of a boomer shooter aficionado myself, so I just fucking love this so much. It's so good.
Yeah, no, like I said, me and my friends just have fun just running around playing, and we just get rocket launchers and shoot each other and try and blow each other up. I was surprised how I was surprised how good the cross-platform works, because most of my friends play on PC, while a select handful of us play on the Switch, and like it's pretty like in terms of like getting into the lobby and playing, it's pretty seamless. I mean, all you got to do is make a room code, and you just enter that room code. You join right in. You can join mid game. You can just go.
Like, you're playing on Switch.
Yeah, I'm playing on the Switch.
Interesting.
Nice.
Have you tried the gyro?
For like 2 seconds, and I was like, "Why the fuck is gyro default controls?"
It was default. Holy shit.
Yeah, so I got into the game, and I was like, "Why is it when gyro controls are on?" Let me just turn that off real quick.
Was it like really tight gyro controls? Is that why, or just?
Nope. So the movement in Quake is very fast.
Very fast and loose.
Yeah, fast and loose is the best way you can describe it. So like I would gently like move my controller, and my guy would like spin halfway across the room.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, that just seems like too much. Like, I'd see if you could do like subtle like tweaks to it, with it.
But there's actually a lot of accessibility options and ways to change your control scheme in this game, like an incredible amount.
So
I mean, honestly, that's how all games should be. Like, they should give you tons of options to fuck around with stuff, but they don't. They just like play the way I want you to, or don't play at all.
You aren't wrong.
Anyways,
so I've been playing the single player of it. Nick, have you played the single at all?
No, I haven't actually.
Okay, I highly recommend it, especially if you played things like Doom, where you collect like key cards or do this, that, and the other. Quake's a lot more like maze-like, and a lot more interesting because of it. And it's just a really fun game.
It's definitely maze-like. I play some of the multiplayer maps. I'm like, where the fuck am I?
Oh, it's even worse in single player. I promise you. Like, I think with the map I was playing recently is one where you're like in a cave that's collapsing, and as you're like going through the cave that's collapsing, like parts of the floor will fall, and it'll change like the way of the map working and whatnot. And you can go into different areas and whatnot. And you can like jump on pipes, and you can like climb up broken rocks and jump into areas to get little secret items and stuff. And it's just so good. Everything about this is so incredibly good.
No, it is pretty fun. I was actually like, it was like a surprise thing that they did. So like,
and
then my friend was like, "Hey, they just did this thing. You want to play?" I was like, "What?" So we've been having a lot of fun doing that kind of shit. But I do want to play the single player. Will I commit to it? Probably not.
Single player has co-op in it also, which can be also played cross-platform.
Well, now I want to have my friends just pop on, like, "Hey, let's just beat this game all together and just laugh at the nonsense together."
So the interesting thing about the single player as well is two things. One, mod support is included even in the console version.
Oh.
Yeah. So, like, for instance, the one they currently have uploaded that you can download and change the game into is you can play Quake 64, which is a complete recreation of Quake on the Nintendo 64. And then this is a remake of that can be played in Quake through the modding support.
Nice.
And then you can also play that co-op with people and whatnot. But the one thing other than that is this has every Quake expansion for the first game and a brand new one that was created specifically for this game that no one's played before now.
Oh, wow.
Yep. It was made by Machine Games.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's tempting, because they make some good shit.
They make some good shit, and they kind of know what's what when it comes to these kind of games. But yeah, it's an incredible port. Well, I mean, it's not even a port, it's actually a remake. So it's an incredible remake it doesn't do enough different from the original that it feels like it's not being what's the word I'm looking for? Like true to the original game. It's not like straying from the original game, but it does enough different like visually that if you were to like flip that toggle, you'd be like, "Oh, wow, they did a really good job with this."
Out of curiosity, I looked up the newest game in the Quake series, Quake Champions.
Yeah, it's on 360. They haven't had a Quake game in for. Oh wait, no, sorry. Quake Champions was the one that was on Bethesda store, free to play, and it's kind of a mess.
I'm reading the characters. They added both BJ Blazkowicz and Doomslayer to it.
Yes, they did.
Interesting.
It's a hero shooter, but it's also an arena shooter, and that's why I'm like, it's kind of a mess. It's like if Overwatch was an arena shooter, and when you like have people that have different abilities from the others, and they can do different things that other players can't do if you're playing that character, it's like it seems very unbalanced and not something that I would like. And I've played it in the past, but like they'd have to have done a lot to like make that a better game than it used to be. But yeah, Quake's awesome, and if you have Game Pass, it's on Game Pass.
Everything's on Game Pass. Just
Bethesda's owned by Microsoft.
Just hey, I want some pizza tonight. Check some Game Pass.
Yeah,
I mean, I was thinking the other day, man, I would like to play Psychonauts 2 without paying money for it. Oh shit, it's on Game Pass.
Yeah, pretty convenient.
Yeah, pretty convenient. Which apparently is really good. I haven't got a chance to play it because I've been running around this whole week, but apparently that game's really good. I'll be talking about that next week.
Nice.
And No More Heroes 3 comes out this week, too.
It comes out tonight.
Yeah.
Comes out in a few hours, my dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm very excited for.
Yeah. I haven't seen... Has anything come out for it, like, review-wise yet? Like, I haven't looked.
The reviews are embargoed until 7 hours after release. I think
it's never a good sign.
It isn't, but they have also had people that have been allowed to do Let's Plays of like the first 4 hours of the game, and their general reception to it is, this is really good.
Okay, that's good.
So I think there's something that happens that like, what do you call it? Story-wise, that they're trying to keep hidden right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I'll say too, at least in my experience, like, because at least the ones that I've seen with Nintendo before, assuming that they're the ones who are getting that kind of stuff in line, like they have the full game, so they most of the time the people who are doing the Let's Plays have already played it, like the whole thing. You can kind of tell how they feel about it just based on like the stuff that they're saying, even if they don't necessarily show you other stuff. Does that make sense? Like they're not going to be overt and be like, "This fucking sucks."
Nick, do you remember a YouTube channel called Super Best Friends Play?
Yeah.
Matt Muscles is one of the people that got to play the game early and has like a 4-hour gameplay session of it on his channel.
Oh, nice.
Not that I particularly like him or the others since they've split, but like when I saw he put it up, I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Because I think I'm the only person that I have consistently kept up with since those three split is Wooly, because Wooly's like really fucking good.
Yeah, I never watched them. I knew of them.
Oh, okay. Their stuff was really good, and they split up over financial arguments. So, yeah. And they stopped being friends altogether, because apparently, like, two of them were like, I want to play games and continue to be friends and, you know, make some money, but not have the entire business revolve around that.
Yeah.
Around the making money portion. And the other one was like, no! And so, it kind of broke apart their friendship and everything.
Shame.
Yep. Yeah. But like I said, Wooly is someone I continue to watch because he does like fighting game analytics, shit like that. He's very, very well versed in that sort of shit, and he's very entertaining to watch. Yeah. All right, moving on from that. I want to talk to you about the Xbox Series S, Nick. I wanted to talk to you about it 2 weeks ago, and I didn't get to when I first purchased it.
We can talk about it.
So let's talk. So you got any questions? You want some information? I can give you some of my thoughts. I can give you some updated thoughts on my system as well.
Do you like it?
Yes, I do like it. I like it a lot.
Good.
I have seen that it has some shortcomings, obviously, because it's not the Series X, it's the Series S that I ended up buying. And most of the shortcomings are dependent on the developer, as I'm noticing. Because there are some developers that are like, yeah, fuck it, we're going to put ray tracing in the Series S version. And a lot of other people are like, I don't want to be bothered. And that's kind of the one big problem I have. But things like Hellblade, its ray tracing version works totally fine on the Series S. But then other things like the Medium, they don't even have ray tracing in the Series S version, which really sucks. But it's fine. It still looks great. It still is 4K. It still has auto HDR. It's still great to install some games and pop in, pop out, and that sort of thing. Because Game Pass is what really makes the Series S, in my opinion, totally worth it. That and the fact that I could turn this into an emulator, which I probably will.
Well, yeah. I mean, so the Series S for me has been tantalizing, to say the least. I have an Xbox One S right now. But I will say, for the price of admission for a Series S, I'd rather just go full bore and get a Series X.
And that's fair.
Of just like the space thing. And the other thing too, obviously for me, is I'm big on the physical games. So like
No, that's totally fair. I understand that completely. If you weren't going for physical, I would say a lot of games on here, the space thing isn't an issue because you can literally just plug in an external hard drive and install them on that. So,
can you play off of that though?
Huh?
Can you play off of that?
Yes. Yeah. There are some games you cannot play off of that, and those are the ones that are specifically like XS games. Like these are those sort of things. But even with that, the transfer rate from it to the console, like if you're doing that or whatever, is fast enough that it's probably faster to just be like, okay, I'm not going to download this. I'll just transfer it from this thing to this thing, and then now we're playing.
Like I say, because I'm on Best Buy's website right now. The Series S is available for purchasing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, which is
I got mine from Target. They actually put them like a bunch of things up today because they got restocks of PS5s and Series X's and S's early this morning after the Gamescom announcements yesterday.
At this point, really, like I don't necessarily need one of these consoles. However, if I can get my hands on the Halo one that was announced, I'll get it. But like I'm not in any sort of rush to get another Xbox console at the very moment.
So also, you were talking about like the space issues and that sort of thing. I think that's the smartest part of the Series S, actually.
Really?
Yes. So, games are optimized for Series X/S. That's what they actually are. They have those games. That they didn't tell you, I don't think, just how far that goes. If the system you're downloading the game on isn't one for all the extra bells and whistles and 4K textures and this, that, and the other that would make it like another 40 to 50 gigs, the system doesn't download that. It only downloads what it needs. So I'm sitting here with about, let's see, okay, I have 49.5 gigs left right now, which does not sound like a lot, but I have 22 games installed on the system. Everything from like smaller 360 games like Alice Madness Returns and Perfect Dark Zero to things like Forza 7, The Ascent, Art of Rally, Boyfriend Dungeon, Dante's Inferno, The Medium, Quake, Psychonauts 2, Two Human, SSX, Splitgate, Slay the Spire, and the Yakuza Like a Dragon, as well as Outriders and Hades. So like I've got some games on there that are pretty big games, especially ones like The Ascent and Forza 7, and I've still got space left after installing a lot of games. So I think that that aspect of it is actually really good. The way it handles its storage problem that it has, basically. So I'm not really finding it to be that big a deal, especially since this is like my Game Pass and media consumption device now. So like if I'm gonna watch like a pay-per-view or like stream TV or like HBO Max or something, that's on this system. That's what this system's used for. And then I also use it for games that come to Game Pass. So, and yeah, I really dig it. I think it's a lot of fun. I think even though it's kind of like a very novel thing, the quick resume feature is really cool.
Mhm.
Being able to swap between 5 different games back and forth at will, that's a really good feature. I really can't say enough good things about it. The D-pad feels a lot better than past Xbox D-pads. There's this nice little like there's like rivets on the controllers that like form like the perfect grip. So when you wrap your hand around it, it just kind of stays there, and it feels nice. And then those same like little things are also on the triggers. And when you like put your hands on it, it just kind of fits into place nicely. Um, Obviously it's not like the PS5 controller, which, it's got all the nice haptic feedback and everything, but I do think the feedback from this and the feeling of this controller is very nice. I like this a lot better than past Xbox One controllers.
Good.
So there's that. Yeah, other than that, I mean, I like the system. I don't regret my purchase at all, and I'm very happy with it.
Nice. Well, I'm
That's
happy
great.
that you finally got your hands on one that you really like it.
Yeah.
So cool. Cool.
So what else do I have written down here? Do you have anything else, Nick, that you wanted to talk about?
I was considering talking about Pokemon Unite, but then I thought about it and I was like, I don't got anything new to say. It's Pokemon Unite. There's Blastoise is coming soon, but that's about it.
Oh, nice.
It's kind of weird because he was in the tutorial, and now like 2 months later, he's in the full game.
Wait a minute. He was in the
That is
tutorial,
kinda
but
weird.
not the game?
Yeah, Blastoise is playable in the tutorial, but
What
not
the
in the
fuck?
full game. And now he's coming.
It was like 2 months it came out.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Very weird.
Yeah, it is very weird.
I don't know. But yeah, what else you got?
So I've been playing Splitgate.
Oh,
Yeah, have you seen this game, Nick?
I've heard of it, and I saw they were like teasing some shit around Gamescom, and I didn't
Uh-huh.
see anything, so I was confused.
All right, so it's already out. It's been out for a little while now. I played it back in alpha, and
Oh,
I had a lot of fun with it. But now I'm playing the beta, which also just had its first battle pass, and I guess it's officially launched now for people to play. Like it's still listed as being in beta, but it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, it's an open beta, and we're eventually going to take it away from you. It's like, no, it's just beta, quote unquote, like they do with other free to play games. So this is Halo. But Halo with portals.
ah,
So there are certain surfaces in the world on the maps of these like arenas that you fight in, and those surfaces are where you can place portals, much like in the game Portal. And you're able to open and close your portal and shoot them at will, and that sort of deal. And you can like use the portals to gain momentum to like launch yourself further across the map, or you can use the portals to have a vantage point for like attacking the enemy team. So you can like put it up on a high area, and then you can put the other portal next to you, and you can like look through that portal and see over on the other side of the map where like the enemy team might come from, and you can use it as like a tactical advantage. And you can actually shoot your guns through it as well. So you can fight while shooting through portals. And it's a lot of fun. And they can shoot you back, obviously, through your portal. So, like, if they see bullets coming through a portal at them, they're not helpless. And they can throw a grenade, which breaks the portals, or they can go the other route, which is to shoot back through the portals and try to kill you by sending their fire through your portal. And this game is just really fun. It's incredibly fun. I've been having a blast playing it. I've been playing with my friend, and we started the ranked mode, and we got Platinum 2, which is pretty high in the ranking. There's like, I think 2 more ranks above before you're like max rank, and that's it. So like we're pretty okay at the game. And and it's yeah, we manage. And just in general, it's been a lot of fun playing this, because like, yeah, I want to play Halo, but Halo's not here right now. So so this is like the next best thing, and it's free to play. So yeah, fuck it.
gotcha.
And then I've got something else here. Oh yeah, I played Riders Republic. So I played Riders Republic when it was closed beta, but they opened the beta yesterday.
Okay.
So if you know what Riders Republic is, it's the Ubisoft game that has all the sports in it, so like biking and skiing and snowboarding and those sort of things. You can like change them at will, and it's it needs work. It's not bad. In fact, I would say it's a really good idea, and it's a really good like game in general. The way it works, it's really fun to like go from biking to like jumping off a cliff and then landing and being in the snowboard and then snowboarding and doing like snowboarding tricks and this sort of thing against a whole bunch of other people, and that's like super cool. That's when it's a lot of fun. But during this beta, and I'm sure it'll be fixed before it releases, but I've fallen through the map no less than 22 times.
Okay, it's good. It's a good start.
Yeah. So there's that. I don't think it's a bad game, but like I said, it really needs some work. It's fun. It's fun though.
Mm-hmm.
There's some loot box stuff in it though that makes me feel like especially since this is supposedly a $60 game and not like free to play or anything like that. So, the normal Ubisoft bullshit. But it seems like, at least in the beta, that it's just cosmetics. So that's good. At least it's not giving you an advantage. I mean, there's really not a lot to say about it. It's got like an interesting concept. It's kind of like The Crew, where like you could swap between planes and boats and automobiles, but instead you could swap between bikes and jetpacks and wingsuits and skis and snowboards and snowmobiles, like on the fly.
Yeah.
So it's fun, but I don't really have much else I could say. So there's that. Yeah, that's it for me. I'm done.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys ready to go into news?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Sony finally did it. Horizon Forbidden West has been delayed to 2022.
Oh my god.
Yep. Nobody's surprised.
Yeah, nobody's surprised. Honestly, it's even debatable if this is even news because we've been talking about it for weeks. I think last week was when you and I were like debating on whether that was actually delayed. Because I was like, I thought it was. Then I was like, I don't think it was. And then we looked at the news and they were just like leaked, but Sony still hasn't confirmed it yet. And they're still putting it in videos. It's coming out this year. But nobody believed it because it's August. Like, this game's not coming out in 2 months.
Yeah, exactly.
So the writing has been on the wall. Why Sony took so long to admit it? Who knows?
Probably because they don't have anything for the rest of this year.
No, they don't.
Like looking at Gamescom, we have nothing. They showed Death Stranding, which, I mean, that looks cool. It's weird. It's weirder than it was before. But, like,
He's got butt rockets now.
Huh?
He's got butt rockets now.
Dude, he, like, fucking opened up a portal to hell and, like, walked through a door, and then he was just like, hey, Cthulhu, how you doing? And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Guess what? I will be playing that when it comes out because
I mean, I will too.
Fantastic.
I will too. But I'm just saying, like, what else does Sony have?
Nothing. It's actually funny too, because when I saw one of the news stories I saw about it when I was just looking up the news here, was basically like Sony delays Horizon Forbidden West, leaving their fall completely empty. Like that was like the news story. It wasn't really about the delay, but just more about the fact that they have nothing.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I mean that is really the bigger news.
I feel like it's really, what's the word I want to use here? Like, if this was a normal year, that would be huge news. 100% agree with you. But in the pandemic years that we've been living in, I feel like it's a completely normal thing and like completely okay and like expected that they would have nothing major launching this year because, hey, teams can't work together right now.
They can't, but it's it's all about timing stuff too.
Yeah,
it's like, I mean, because you look at the flip side, it's like, Nintendo, we bitched about half of the year last year about how they didn't have anything. And it's because they sat on it all so they could launch it for like the fall and space things out this year. So it's like, it is possible to have done it. Like, if Sony didn't blow their load so fast, last year, then maybe they would. But on the flip side, they were launching a new system. So maybe that had a lot of like holding their hand with it too.
Yeah.
They might not have had as much, perceived leniency. So what are they going to do? Delay, like, I don't know. What else do they have? Dark Souls?
Wait, what?
whatever the Dark Souls game was that they had. I can't even think of what it was.
Oh, Demon Souls?
Demon Souls, yeah. Sorry, wrong D word. Yeah, it's like even they couldn't delay it. Like they needed that for launch. Like what are they going to do? I mean, I guess they could have pushed back Ratchet and Clank.
I mean, I don't know. I've seen a lot of people today, like in the like Gamescom chats and other thing, and like on Reddit, just being like, the PlayStation 5 is a myth. I've never seen one. They don't exist. That seems to be like the go-to for people trying to cope with not being able to buy one currently.
Well, and I guess too. I mean, that was the other thing that we talked about. I think when we talked about this last week too, where it's like, honestly, if Sony's going to lose it out of this year, like it's not going to hurt them. Like the PlayStation 5 is still selling out. Yeah, but
like they're not even releasing PS4s. Like PS4 games. There's nothing. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna go look right now. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. What do we have under coming soon for Xbox? I mean, for PS4. What is coming soon for PS4? Let's check it.
Just Dance, probably.
We have Sonic Colors Ultimate Edition, Tales of Arise, Life is Strange True Colors, Judgment, but that's also coming on Xbox, so like, fuck it. Yeah. Physical edition of Bug Snacks. You might be interested in that, Nick. Far Cry 6, like Back for Blood, which is also part of Game Pass. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania.
Oh yeah.
Demon Slayer, Battlefield 2042, Guardians of the Galaxy, Riders Republic, Call of Duty Vanguard. These are the games that are releasing, and you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing a whole lot of third parties and nothing first party at all.
Yeah, no, they got
nothing.
Nothing.
Literally nothing. Yeah, there are no first party titles here. Not a single one. Yeah, there's nothing. Like I said, there's nothing coming out for PS4 in the future. I just don't get it. I just do not get what Sony is doing right now.
I still think it's just a product of the pandemic. You could have planned a bunch, but then still not have planned for how the pandemic is going out. So like that could definitely throw your plans off. So I'm gonna chalk it up to that.
I'm kind of more on like the 50-50. Like I'm sure some of it is the pandemic, but I also think some of it's bad planning. And actually, I'll even throw in there like I said, probably the system stuff like held their hand a bit more than.
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of dragging their feet on purpose because of pandemic as well. Like it definitely some of this is because of the pandemic, but I feel like it's not all because of that. And I feel like some of it's just the fact that they don't have the new systems in stores. No one's able to really buy them right now, so why should they give a fuck?
Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna honestly, it's better for them to short this holiday when they don't have systems than like, if they delay Horizon and there's systems available next year, like that could sell systems. Yeah. Like it might be more beneficial for them to hold on to it, like realistically speaking, because the PS5 will still sell out this year, even if they don't have anything, which is dumb, but they will. So. I don't know. Maybe it's like secret genius. Who knows? Guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Let's move on from that. What else we got over here? Oh yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn received a 60 FPS patch yesterday.
Is that for the PS5, right?
Sure is.
All right, cool. I still have yet to play that game.
It's a good game.
I think I got a free download for it. I haven't played it.
It was included for free with PlayStation 5 subscriptions.
Oh, yeah. No, I know it was that, but I'm saying like because I don't have a PS5.
Yeah. I was just saying for those that do have it, it was included.
Like I think they did one of those like, if I remember, they did another one of those like game at home, stay at home things.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. They also gave it away and a bunch of VR games during that too.
So I think I got that for that, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, I still haven't. I can't not tell you the last time I booted up my PlayStation 4, so I still haven't done anything with it, but I do have a theoretical copy of the game if I ever do.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Anyways, what
else? We
Saints Row.
I put a dot there because I refuse to call this Saints Row.
Oh, okay.
Have you guys seen this?
No.
I saw it. It looks like Saints Row.
It does not look like Saints Row.
It looks like Saints Row.
It does not look anything like Saints Row.
Like
it does not in the least bit look like Saints Row. It looks like, when Saints Row was trying to be a GTA knockoff,
Yeah, the first two games.
Yeah. Well, no, not even the second game, because the second game was more wacky and everything. This looks, and it's also been already confirmed that it will be taking itself a lot more serious. Actually, let me read the interview because this is what hurt me. This is what hurt me. Uh, Without getting specific about the series, past studio development director Jim said Saints Row reboot will bring the series into the 2020 age. We love the old Saints Row games, but we also recognize those games as games of a time, he said. They made sense within that era and that social norms, and we were able to do things we felt was good back then, but that tone is not something that we feel like we want to do in today's Saints Row game. We have a different kind of story to tell, and one that we will be telling with this reboot. They also announced that the new Saints Row color is turquoise. Purple is no longer the color of the Saints.
Okay.
And that this will be the story of some young teens trying to start an upstart company, and the man just wants to keep them down. That doesn't sound like fucking Saints Row. That sounds like
I don't know what the fuck that is,
fucking garbage.
That wasn't the trailer that they showed.
That was the trailer they showed. It was very obvious those tones were there. It was very obvious those tones were there.
Not what you just read.
Oh, it was so very obvious, my dude.
We watched two different trailers then.
No, we did
that
not.
I watched was not about a bunch of kids trying to have an upstart company going. It was.
It sure was. I don't think you saw the big picture there, but that's okay. That's
Maybe
okay. You just saw a rocket launcher goes boom boom. That's all you saw. You didn't see the whole.
That's what it was. It was not.
It really wasn't. Read. It absolutely was not. So anyway, moving on from that. Oh yeah, and it's going to be made. Well, as of like the interview I was talking about, it'd be made far less offensive than the past games. And it's like, that's not fucking Saints Row. That's not Saints Row. And I know you saw the trailer where the guys did the cool thing and they did their little hipster tippity typey and we've been accidentally caught stealing the guns out from underneath the big bad guys. We better go, and look at me, I look like I'm straight out of Watch Dogs 2, and I did a sick hipster flip on my motorcycle and I landed in the passenger seat. Was like, yeah, nice one-liner. Whee! It was fucking garbage and it looked nothing like Saints Row. That trailer was dog shit. And the game looks like dog shit. And with the way that people are talking about it in the interviews, it sounds like it'll be dog shit as well. It sounds like they didn't learn their lesson from Agents of Mayhem, which was making a game for people that don't want their games.
Okay.
Maybe it was just a bad trailer?
Then explain the interviews. You know, like I could see if it was a bad trailer, and I was willing to give them the benefit of the doubt until like they had an interview and they were like, we're gonna make this more modernized for today's society standards and less offensive and more about fuck you, get the fuck out of here with that shit. It looks like garbage. And then the 30 seconds of gameplay they showed us didn't really instill any faith there either. It looked like the gray and brown games that Saints Row was trying not to be in the Xbox 360 era, and just bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on from that, because I could talk about that for a long time, but I'm gonna leave that alone and just leave it at it's bad.
Okay.
There is now a pre-order for Bravely Default 2 on Steam.
I thought that game. Oh. That's different.
Yeah, Bravely Default 2 releases on Steam next week. It was announced today and then put up for pre-order immediately.
I mean, this seems to be the MO for Square Enix lately anyways, though, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like terribly surprising. It's just surprising that like they're just like, surprise!
I mean, yes and no, because I thought Bravely Default was like their handheld Nintendo game, because like it never left the 3DS, and then it looked like it was going to be continuing we put out the handheld RPGs for the Nintendo system for it, and that's what Bravely Default 2 looked like it was going to be as well. And now they're like, got you, we're jumping ship, bye. We want more money.
That's what we thought with Octopath, though, if you remember.
Yes, that's very true. Another game by Square Enix.
Yeah, and I think it's. I bet it will probably follow the same path where it'll be like PC now, and then give it like 6 more months, and then it'll show up on the other systems.
Game Pass. Oh my god, I can't breathe. Game Pass.
Yeah,
will be next, like they did with Octopath.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And honestly, if Square is dumb enough to keep a single game exclusive to one system, like that's just ridiculous. Like it doesn't make any sense in this day and age.
Yeah,
like nobody pays you enough for an exclusive anymore. Like with the cost of games to like produce them, like you can't afford to keep it on just like I'm just gonna leave this in the PlayStation 5. Like it just doesn't make sense. Like in Final Fantasy 16 or whatever. There's no way Sony paid them enough money for like lifetime exclusivity.
Yeah, that's not happening. I mean, Final Fantasy 7 is not going to even be lifetime exclusivity. That'll show up on Xbox and play on PC in the future. So it's like, okay, don't know how much in the future, but in the future that'll definitely show up there. So I feel like Square Enix is just like no longer loyal to any one system for any one series. Which is good. It's good. It's good not to have exclusives. I want to make that well known. But it's just very weird because of how Square Enix has always been. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of it, though, is just, just the cost of making games has just changed so much. Like, before, I mean, the cost of making a Super Nintendo game, if you're going to leave it on, like, the Super Nintendo, it's like, oh, okay. I mean, that makes sense. But it's like, when you're talking about, like, hundreds of millions of dollars to make one game, for a very limited like user base, like you're crazy. So I'm sure it will still sell well. I'm sure it will do great for Sony, and I'm sure it'll do great for Sony on the other system, or for Square Enix just on the single system.
Yeah.
But like, remember how like the whole debacle with like Tomb Raider, when they were like, they sold some ridiculous amount of copies, and they're like, we didn't make a profit with it, and they're like, but you sold like a stupid amount of copies of this game. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, clearly you're doing something wrong, or the cost of the game's too expensive.
So, no, I think it's just the fact that they are expecting more and not getting it.
Well, I mean, that's always possible, too. But Tomb Raider is not Final Fantasy VII. Like, real Final Fantasy VII. Yeah. You can't expect the same. Like, those are not equivalents. So.
No, you're right.
So, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I honestly think Square Enix will have everything and everything. I think, honestly, third-party exclusives are going to be few and far between now these days. The only ones you'll see will be like things more like Bayonetta, like where Nintendo's like, we will literally fund like the production of this game, as opposed to like, let's do it on our own. Here's a couple of bucks, throw in your way, or we're going to publish it. Like those kind of things. Like those will just be timed.
I mean, let's be honest. We'll probably end up getting No More Heroes 3 on PC in another like 12 years, just like we got No More Heroes 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, at least on PC. Honestly, I don't even think you'll have to wait 12 years for that.
No,
I bet it will be within the next. I'm going to be optimistic and say 5, but I think that's even too long. I was going to say like year or 2 is what I
really
like truly feel. Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, I know we were speculating before. We really don't know.
Like, I want Deadly Premonition 2 on PC. That's what I want. I want to fix Deadly Premonition 2. Because I recently played some more Deadly Premonition 2 on Switch, and oh boy.
You're still chugging through that game?
I have 900 hours in it.
No!
Yeah, because I left my game on sleep mode, and it kept ticking the timer without me knowing, because it was busted.
Yeah, I think it's like my Xenoblade 2 play file is like 1,000 hours for the same reason. They eventually fixed that in a patch.
Yeah, they fixed it in a patch as well, I think. But
it didn't change the game time. It's still like, I don't know how much you actually played. But...
Yep, the same thing.
But at least the system's like, yeah, you played like 70 hours of this game.
So. It works better now. I'll leave it at that. It plays better. But better is not good. It's just better than what it was. Still dog shit. I do think it's a really good game now that I've gotten like way further into it. But like, man, it's so difficult with its performance issues to recommend it. But yeah.
That's fair. Sweary followed us back on Twitter, by the way.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Hey!
I think he follows everyone back. So I mean, he
wishes me happy birthday every year.
Oh, really?
He's a nice guy. Yeah, he's super nice.
Well, that's nice. Yeah. How does he know it's your birthday?
Because he has me on Facebook and Twitter. So he
Oh.
sees it on Facebook and then wishes me it on Twitter or Facebook, wherever he sees me at the time.
Oh, that's really cool.
Like, if you go back and look on my Facebook wall, you'll see him, like, every single year on the 22nd post happy birthday to me.
That's nice that Facebook tells him it's your birthday and doesn't tell anyone else.
Right? Right? My dude over here, some dude whose games I really enjoy, is out here wishing me happy birthday every year, and you guys don't even fucking know it is because Facebook's like, those motherfuckers don't need to know, fuck them. But this Japanese man, he needs to know.
Yeah, he does, yes.
So I do want to mention one thing that I think is probably the best thing I saw at Gamescom.
Mhm.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck this is, but it's kind of amazing. So I'm gonna show you guys the trailer before we go. I want to like hear your reaction while it's going on. So here you go. I'm gonna just post this into general chat. You guys actually watch this trailer. So
Okay.
this is called Dokevi. It is fucking phenomenal looking.
See here.
This is like hyper realistic Pokemon, but also you can bike and surf and swim and fish and everything else. It's fucking weird but wild.
It's unsettling how the kids look to me.
They look too dollish and cartoony, while the rest of the world looks fucking incredible.
The world
It
does
reminds
look
me of, like,
incredible.
Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, like, characters.
It's like a weird juxtaposition where it's like, what is the graphics of the character you play as doesn't match the like amazing particle effects and weather effects and
Holy shit.
worlds. Right? It's fucking
I'm watching
amazing
like the
looking.
monster things like phase in and there's like fucking ray trace lightning and shit.
Right? It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of overwhelming in terms of like everything that's going on. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean there's like a lot of effects going on.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot here. But like
Just
it
riding
looks
on a llama.
really good. Yeah, just
Riding on a
ride
llama.
on a llama. Let's get on a skateboard, you know? It's just a long skateboard. Like that sort of shit. And it's just like, okay, now we're gonna go to I don't know, man. Put on inline skates and now we're in Jet Set Radio.
Put on inline snakes.
Yeah.
Slither over here with your inline
The
snake.
world turns into like a fucking idol thing, and now you've phased in, and it's Henshin a Go-Go, baby. Turning it into a fucking like robot. It's so weird. The entire thing looks phenomenal, but like I couldn't tell you what's going on in this trailer
Oh no.
to save my life.
Yeah, no clue. You just made a heart come up, and I'm like, oh, okay. And it's got a hammer.
Oh, bonked them.
Bro, can we talk about how fucking what a banger this song is?
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Dude's like using a grappling hook in the air to chase after a legendary bird from Pokemon? Like, what the fuck am I even looking at?
What the fuck?
Right?
Very pretty though.
It is. This is probably the best thing I've seen at Gamescom so far. Because, like, I have no idea what it is, but I want it. Like, that's really how I feel after watching this trailer.
Is it just a PC game?
I don't know. I don't know what this is for.
Okay.
They just showed this trailer, and they were like, that's the game. And they were like, what's it on? They were like, yep.
Well, PlayStation 7. Stay tuned.
Definitely not the Switch.
I know, it'll be on the Switch. It'll run at 144p, though.
It'll be on the Switch, but then you'll find out that this is all like FMV for the game. And the game looks drastically different. Oh no, I went to finger my dollhouse and I got sucked inside.
I hate when that happens.
I hate when that happens.
Let's see here. I want to see who made this.
Pearl Abyss? What they are?
Yeah, I don't know who these people are.
Oh.
A South Korean game developer.
So this is an open world MMO.
What?
Also,
What?
Brandon, if you go on their website, there's a download to the song.
Oh my god! We're in it.
Yeah, it's an open world MMO.
PC Gamer describes this game as GTA babies.
GTA babies.
Oh, okay, here it is. Xbox One, PS4, Windows PC, and it's just and other consoles.
Stadia.
Oh no.
Let's say it's no longer an MMO.
Okay.
I'm looking to see what the article says. They just updated it.
Their Twitter says it's an upcoming creature collecting open world action adventure game.
Yeah, it says they originally introduced it as an MMO, but that is not. Said they decided to move the game in a different direction, and they described it as what Nick just said.
Okay. Looks like Pearl Abyss makes Black Desert Online.
They do. That's why it looks so fucking pretty, because they have all of the money.
Yeah, Black Desert Online is all of the money.
It really is all of the money. There are people that work to make money so that they can work in that game.
What was the other game that had people doing just like random jobs like that all the time?
Yo, I'm following this. Always stay updated. Here's my email. Please track me, South Korea. I'm totally down for that. As long as I get this game. Also, I gotta go download that song. Thanks for letting me know it's in the site.
You guys have
You
any
have now
other news stuff?
subscribed to? No, I just wanted to share that with you guys because when I saw it yesterday, I was fucking blown away, and I was just like, I don't know what this is, but please inject it directly into my veins.
Yeah, it looks interesting. It'd be interesting to see what it ends up coming out as. So the only other thing I saw, and it's not news, it's just more like the Nintendo troll of the day, was so I'm driving home, and I see a tweet from Nintendo come through, and they're like something new is on the horizon, and it's like hashtag Animal Crossing or some shit like that. And I was like, oh, finally! I'm like, they finally announced the new update for Animal Crossing, because if you have not been following along, which I'm sure neither of you have,
no,
there's been no update for Animal Crossing in months and months and months and months and months.
Mm-hmm.
And this was, if you remember, Nintendo said that they were going to update this game for like 2 years, and people were asking about it at E3, and they're like, stuff is coming soon. And then they're like, then they did like a summer update, but it wasn't really like an update. It was just like, yeah, we just added some new stuff to the events that we already had this year. And it's like, oh, okay, whatever. So anyway, so I click on this link, and I'm like, oh, finally, they announced something. Great. And it is literally just an advertisement for Pumas.
Oh, yeah, they got the Animal Crossing Pumas coming.
Yeah, and I was like,
I'm going to buy them.
Well, I'm sure they're fine. But I'm just like, fuck
but
you.
That's
fuck
hilarious.
this tweet. Yeah. Like, you don't just, like, they know people are waiting for updates on this game. Yeah. You don't just do, like, a troll, like, little post like that and be like, you get Pumas, you fuckers. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So.
You Puma pants.
You poomed your pants? Is that what you said?
You poomed your pants. Don't tweet like that, Nintendo. You're going to make me Puma pants.
Ooh.
Puma pants.
I think I broke Mike.
You absolutely did.
That was a good one. You get like a giant gold star for that one.
Nice.
I get name credits for the episode.
Well, I thought this episode until that point was going to be inline snakes, but now it is going to be Puma pants. So yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap up?
No.
All right,
let's do it. Thank you everyone for listening to us this week. Don't forget you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts. We're there. If you want to reach out to us, we're on Twitter, Facebook, or you can send us an email at gamecrunchcast@gmail.com. Brandon.
Hey.
What's the dilly this week?
Yo, we're streaming Microtransactions the game, aka known as GTA Online, because there's a new update.
Oh, okay. So I almost consider microtransactions a game to be that one Bitcoin like game you were talking about before.
Oh no, dude, that's blockchain the game.
Oh, yeah. Blockchain the game.
Yeah. Not Bitcoin. No, I that game actually, due to regulations coming in the future, might be banned. Ooh. We'll see what happens there, though. But there's some weird stuff going on with it. It's not really not really that good. It hasn't been that good. Really not doing much other than being like, buy these things and own an NFT of them, and I'm just like, no.
Fair enough.
You know, but no, we're gonna play GTA Online. I have a bunch of money saved up already from past heists. Apparently, you can make money a lot easier now, so that's cool. And we're gonna go and play some heist and exist in the online sphere and have some fun with friends who are off for the first time in a very long time, and we're gonna get together and play GTA Online on Friday.
Yeah, boys.
And I look forward to playing No More Heroes 3 tonight.
Yeah, boys. I look forward to playing this weekend.
I end my stream title with boys at the end. Every single stream title I have, if you look on my account, has boys, BOIS. So you saying
Puma pants, boys?
That's the title. There it is. Good night, everybody.
All right, Nick, what you got?
Not much really. Yeah, no, I'm all good.
All right. Well, that's it. I'm Mike Anastasia. You can find me online at Clash of Penguin on Twitter or your favorite gaming console. And until next week, game on.
Game on.
On.
You guys want to hear something that's a little more lighthearted?
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure.
McCree has been will be renamed in Overwatch because it was named after someone in the company with the sexual harassment allegations.
That's the newest change to Overwatch 2 yet.
But hold on. This is the great part. Someone said you should name him.
Cosby.
You should name him after the hardest working employee in your company. You should rename him Shredder.
Oh.
I don't know if you know, Nick, but recently Activision Blizzard was caught shredding 5,000 plus documents ahead of the investigation to try to avoid certain things from getting out.
That sounds illegal.
It is illegal.
Mm-hmm. And incriminating.